This is the Brave New Coin Crypto Conversation, hosted by Andy Pickering.
Hi everyone, Andy Pickering here. I'm your host and welcome to the Crypto Conversation, a Brave New Coin podcast where we talk to the people building the future in the Bitcoin, blockchain and cryptocurrency space. 5 years ago, deep in a bear market, a group of traditional finance experts founded Bitget, and they've been building ever since. Now, with 20 million users worldwide, Bitget is committed to helping users trade smarter by providing a secure one-stop crypto investment solution with copy trading, future trading, and spot trading. Your security is their priority, and Bitget has one of the largest protection funds in the industry with US $300 million to cover potential trader losses from unforeseen events that are not due to misconduct from the user or platform. Bitget wants to inspire everyone to embrace Web3, so if you're new to crypto, learn more at the Bitget Academy with free blockchain courses, crypto guides, cryptocurrency trading strategies, and more. Or for the experienced investor, trade smarter with daily access to institutional-grade crypto market intelligence and trends analysis with Bitget Research. I've put links to Bitget Research and the Bitget Academy in the show notes, so get amongst it or simply go to bitget.com. Thank you to Bitget, and now it is on with the show. My guest today is Gracy Chen. Gracy, of course, is a managing director at Bitget, a leading crypto copy trading and cryptocurrency exchange platform. Bitget, of course, are also the sponsor of the Crypto Conversation. So, yeah, it's fantastic to have Gracy back on the show. Welcome back. Hello, Gracy.
Hi, Andy.
Just before we jump right into it, Gracy, do you want to just quickly reintroduce yourself, really? Just give us a little bit of a sense of your career path and what has led you to being a managing director at Bitget.
Sure. Again, happy to be back. I think last time we talked about copy trading and a few other stuff about Bitget and myself. For those who have never met me, I'm Gracy Chen, Managing Director of Bitget. My blockchain journey started back in 2014 when I was a TV host. I was interviewing business leaders such as Tim Draper and also celebrities such as Tom Hiddleston and Michelle Yeoh. So in 2014, some of my TV friends asked me, Gracy, you should check out crypto. At that time, Bitcoin was only worth around 300 USD. So I started to buy some major cryptocurrencies such as BTC, ETH, and XRP. And later I became one of the early investors in Bitkeep, now known as Bitget Wallet, and also get to know the Bitget team through this investment. And according to Google Play Store figures, Bitget Wallet is actually top 4 installed wallets as of October 2023. So I'm very proud of this investment and also my journey in the crypto space.
Fantastic. Thank you, Gracy. I thought what we could do today would be really good just to get your thoughts on 2023, the year that has been, and of course, perhaps the year ahead. There is a lot happening next year. There's some potential positive tailwinds for Bitcoin and the wider crypto market. So we'll talk about all of that. But perhaps just quickly before we do that, do you want to just give us a sense of how are we looking at Bitget at the moment? What kind of year has Bitget had? How's the copy trading going? What's going on?
Sure. So copy trading remains as one of our strongest features or product, like flagship product. As of today, we have served, copy trading itself have served more than 500,000 users. And we are launching new features in this product as well. Like previously, we probably just had derivative trading, and I think during our interview we also had our spot trading in copy trading. But recently we also have new stuff. I'm actually checking like now because I was just told yesterday that there is a new thing. But basically, I think that's like AI related copy trading, and like specific strategy related. So basically, we keep innovating on this specific product. For Bitget, we're doing pretty fine. So our platform token BGP just reached an all-time high recently, like within 2 weeks at $0.58. 1 year ago, it was only about 0.1 something, like less than 20 cents. So proud of our token, proud of our platform. We've been doing well. I saw Leo Messi a couple of weeks ago in Miami. Had a nice chat with him when we were filming the newest New Year commercial with him. So yeah, I'm very excited for what happened in Bitget about myself and also in the industry in 2023. And of course, I think 2024 is more promising. And I'm glad that that's one of our topics today, or probably the main topic. So a lot to share.
Yes, indeed, Gracie, a lot to share. And of course, listeners, if you do want to check out Bitget and you haven't already, of course, the main website is just bitget.com. But as always, there are links in the show notes to various parts of the Bitget ecosystem, the Web3 wallet, all sorts of stuff, all the research resources, everything. All right then, Gracie. Well, should we start off and just talk a little bit about 2023, the year that was, really? How was 2023 for you? What do you think were some of the key events impacting crypto in 2023?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so for our industry, can I start with sharing some of the experiences I had in 2023, some of like the highlights,
Please.
and give us a little bit of context
Go
of
ahead.
what we are going to. Okay, great. Yeah, so for 2023, or just like within the past 12 months, I've been literally traveling around the world. So today I would love to share with everyone about like my global outlook and based on some of the experiences I had, like what I've seen, where I've worked, and who I've spoken to for the past 12 months around the world. So for example, I've been to Europe. I was speaking at some events in London and Paris. I attended ETHCC, where I met more than 100 people who are really building a Web3 project. And that means I got to see some of the important trends happening in those places, and love to jump in and talk about this later a bit more. And also went to Singapore, Hong Kong for some meetings with government officials. So, like Singapore, we have MAS, which is like the Singapore SEC. I talked to some officials. We have some interesting, regulatory framework kind of collaboration from the exchange side and from other areas with the government and regulatory institutions. And also in July, I was in LA, Los Angeles, to be on a TV show. So that's my first TV reality show. I was one of the judges on this crypto version of Shark Tank, which is called Killer Whales. So that's a very interesting, exciting experience. And then a couple of months ago, I also went to Dubai and got to see how it goes in terms of Web3 innovation in the Middle East, especially UAE and Saudi Arabia. So if we want to talk about specific regions, we can. But back to your question, I guess some bigger trends, or the biggest trend to myself, I would say, is about Spot ETF, Bitcoin Spot ETF specifically, because some big shot institutional investors are keeping a close eye on this as well. And not just BTC Spot ETF, but also US interest rate hike. So I would say these are the two major issues that is like the institutional investors thought or monitoring, and I myself also see like kind of monitoring these two events a lot.
Yes, I very much agree. And look, we can dive into that a little bit more. Gracie, just in terms of, other recent events impacting the crypto ecosystem this year, or really just in the last week or two. Obviously, a year or so ago, we had the fall of FTX, And it's just amazing the way that all of this has been intertwined. Famously, CZ had his part to play really in kind of sparking the initial what would become the fall of FTX, and that has really come full circle in the last week with CZ effectively resigning from his role as CEO at Binance, and I believe Binance are going to pay like a 4 billion fine or something. So it takes a little bit of the shine off Binance, certainly, and especially I suppose in the American market. But I'm interested, Gracie, in just kind of how you see the fall, I guess, of the two of the biggest exchanges, FTX and Binance, and does that help the kind of the more reputable exchanges? Obviously, there's the likes of Coinbase and Kraken in the US, but there's the likes of yourself, Bitget as well. How does that help?
Okay, so I agree with the fall of FTX, but I wouldn't really agree. I wouldn't say that Binance is having a fall.
No,
there
just
is
CZ perhaps, just CZ. Sorry,
yeah, and even with CZ stepping down as CEO, I don't really think it means like CZ is not going to be influential anymore. Which on the contrary, he's probably been having more time and in terms of not doing operational stuff, but more on strategic. And also I think he tweeted and in his letter, he also mentioned he wants to look at the investment side, not just crypto, but also, in some other biotech stuff, AI stuff, right? That means CZ is still going to be very influential, not just in crypto, but also maybe in traditional financial and technological space, which I'm very proud. I don't know him personally, but as one of our exchange peer, I think Binance is doing fine. And the whole industry is seeing lots of opportunities in terms of mass adoption, especially when it comes to institutional investor opportunities. Then for FTX, yes, that's really a downfall, and you kind of concluded this very well. Like it's been a whole year and a whole cycle, and there's very recent updates on the SBF side and the FTX side. And I guess recently we saw Solana, some of those very affected projects by FTX, they are coming back, and because they are really building something and they are having this thriving ecosystem. Yeah, so I think these are some of the things that is very interesting. Generally, I think Binance is still okay. We capture some growth from FTX and Binance and other exchanges. I'm proud of that, but I don't think that's something, I do want to see Binance doing well and the whole industry doing well.
Yes, absolutely, and I very much agree. We do want Binance to continue to play an important role in the ecosystem. They've done more than most to onboard a lot of new players at various different levels into the crypto ecosystem. That is for sure. Just as we finish off talking about 2023, then Gracie, we're basically, as we record today, it's the end of November, just about. It's amazing to look back, at the start of the year, Bitcoin was at what, I don't know, got as low as $16,000 just about at the start of the year. So Bitcoin, and by proxy, the rest of the market has actually done very well this year because, Bitcoin has more than doubled during the course of 2023. So that's pretty good, even when you consider that most people would say we've been in a bear market, and yet, Bitcoin has doubled. As we reach the end of this year, just before we talk more about next year and beyond, just interested in what you've seen from your users, any metrics you can share. You said you captured some market share from FTX and perhaps Binance as well. Have people still been joining exchanges this year, even when there's been this kind of perception that crypto is in a bear market?
For Bitget, we've seen some growth. If we look at
CoinGecko, I think they just published in a report about all the exchanges. I haven't looked into them specifically because it's like about the Q3, it's very updated. But basically, according to some third party information or statistics such as CoinGecko, but basically I have that for the first half of the year, right here in front of me, which we can talk about. I think they have like Q3 updated version recently published, but it's basically the same idea. So they've ranked the top 10 centralized crypto exchange by spot trading volume and total trading volume for the first half of this year, 2023, and we are around 1, 2, 3. I think we were definitely top 10, and we are around like top 7 according to CoinGecko. Then according to another one, I think it's called Token Insight, we are about top 3 and 4 by trading volume. Because as you know, like Bitget is stronger in derivative market. Spot market is something that we are relatively weak. But I wouldn't say weak. It's more just like by derivative market, they're established, and by trading volume measure, it's really like we are really higher in terms of ranking. Definitely top 5. Then by spot, it's really top 10. So we've seen this kind of growth for the past whole year since FTX collapsed. Then why did I come to the conclusion that we definitely capture some growth from FTX and Binance? It's actually first of all, if you look at our trading activity kind of increase, it's a lot after last year. So within the past 1 year, I would attribute that to number one, FTX collapse, and some other important players are capturing growth from FTX. But by important, I mean users, when they want to switch a platform, they will look at lots of metrics, right? Such as protection and safety, security, which I think is the major reason that we captured those growths. For example, we have this protection fund. Long before FTX collapsed, it was 200 million USD equivalent in open wallet that we let our users to see. And after FTX, we increased it to 300 plus, so 300 million plus, and we pledge to keep it that way, like more than 300 at least for the upcoming 3 years. So it's measurements like this that made users want to switch platform. And also when some news came out, such as Binance exiting certain market, we see lots of growth in that market specifically as well. This happened in many regions, such as at CIS, at Latin America, in some parts of Asia as well. So this is happening globally. That's why I would say yes, we capture lots of growth from other exchanges, and also according to data, CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, Token Insights, CoinGlass. I think we all see that kind of growth.
Got it. Thank you, Gracie. All right, let's move to the outlook for 2024. So there are a number of catalysts coming up on the horizon. Of course, you mentioned 2 of them, and they're kind of, you mentioned one, I guess the interest in the very high likelihood that we will see a number of Bitcoin spot ETF applications potentially approved really before the 10th of January. So that's coming up. That's a huge potential narrative. The other one, of course, the Bitcoin halving. I'm sure there are more, but just thoughts on the likelihood of those ETFs finally being approved by Gary Gensler and the SEC, and of course, thoughts on the Bitcoin halving, Gracie.
Sure. So Bitcoin spot ETF, I've been talking about this, I think, for the past half a year already, when the market was still a little bit unsure whether it's going to be approved. To me, sorry, it's not half, but at least 1 quarter. For me, I keep saying the same thing, which is I don't think it's a yes or no question. It's more of a when question. So right now, very likely this will happen, like the spot ETF, Bitcoin spot ETF will receive SEC approval in January 2024. And I think the market is becoming more and more optimistic. That's one of the reasons or that's the major driving factor for the recent couple of weeks growth of Bitcoin price, right? And following this, approval for an Ethereum ETF is also anticipated, and institutions are considering using Bitcoin to achieve diversified asset allocation. So I think, yes, this is a major event that's gonna happen in 2024. If not January, at least, March and April, but I think very likely in January.
Yes, and of course, the Bitcoin halving, that'll be roughly April next year, won't it? Do you think, Bitcoin halving, it's funny how we always have this debate around crypto as to whether the halving is priced in, and you kind of have to think from a crypto trader's perspective. I suppose it is priced in, but that is only less than 1% of the people on the planet that are looking and trading Bitcoin at the moment. There's a whole lot of people who are potential Bitcoin buyers further down the line. It's not necessarily priced in for them. So you'd have to think that the halving also a very strong potential tailwind for Bitcoin next year, Gracie.
Yes, I think halving is still definitely. I mean, halving is going to happen, and it does enhance scarcity of Bitcoin in 2024, which happened probably in April. For the past 3 halvings, we see this cycle, right? Each halving result in a significantly higher price of Bitcoin, and it's like spirally going up. However, I think the effect for this upcoming halving is going to be less influential than earlier because the block reward of halving is diminishing. So if we talk about specific data, in 2012, November 2012, that was like 50 new BTC per mining, and right now it's going to decrease to 3.125 BTC after 24 halving. So that's why I would say the reward is diminishing, and also it's more of a narrative than real fundamental changes. But because the halving, in terms of time, it collapsed very well with number one, the spot ETF approval. Number two, the US interest rate potentially going down. Right now, it's more than 5% in terms of a T-bill interest rate, which is just too much, right? Not very sustainable. So that will likely happen in 2024 in terms of interest rate a hike, a decrease of the interest rate. So all these happen in 24, but that's why, again, in terms of Bitcoin halving, I personally think it's more of a narrative than real fundamental changes.
Yes, that may well be the case, Gracie, but all these things combined, let's say we do get the Bitcoin spot ETFs approved, and eventually that will lead to increased buying power. We have the halving, which leads to less Bitcoin being supplied into the system every block and each day. At the same time, those narratives will lead to increased media perception, which leads to more market participants potentially coming in. And of course, if the Fed do just pull back the interest rate hikes at the same time, it's just all those things combined is good for Bitcoin.
Exactly. And maybe one more, a couple of more things combined would be, the FTX, both FTX and Binance have kind of settled in terms of the regulatory settlements and lawsuits with not just, I think the Binance one, the $4 billion doesn't really include SEC lawsuit, but that kind of settled down the FTC and DOJ parts, at least. So this is another, I would say, it's a neutral event, but in general, it's also positive because once settlements is done, it's priced in. The negative effects are priced in already. And another thing I would say, maybe expectation of an IPO for Circle, the USDC stablecoin issuer, is another event that can potentially drive more mainstream mass adoption, kind of media exposure. And all these factors will increase market activity and bring new buying power, especially from the institutional investors and high net worth individuals. So again, considering all these catalysts, we can very likely witness a Bitcoin super cycle in 2024. But don't forget, there are also potential negative factors such as the Mongox repayment. I think they had about 100 plus thousand, like 137,000, if I remember correctly. That many Bitcoins to creditors. And that means if they did pay those Bitcoins to the creditor, there is liquidation of Bitcoin, like downside selling effect. And also some Bitcoin seized in the Silk Road case by the US government. So all these will exert selling pressure. So again, everything is very uncertain. There's no financial advice here. I personally would say it's much more likely we have a Bitcoin super cycle in 24. But don't forget these negative factors still, they are here.
I like it. A Bitcoin super cycle in 2024, which, of course, the beginning of 2024 is only 1 month away. Well, that will be exciting to see play out if indeed it does happen. Just before we move on, Gracie, anything else that you've got on your radar that you want to talk about coming up for 2024?
Let me see. I think that's pretty much everything already. Yeah. By the way, Ethereum Cancun upgrade. That's another thing. Oh, I nearly forget this. Yes. So I think Cancun upgrade is also gonna happen for the first quarter in 24, during which Ethereum and Layer 2 ecosystem will further unleash their potential, especially like ZK L2 projects. There might be strong opportunities for gain, and they are expected to experience a token issuance boom. By the way, there are some L2 projects that we closely work with or like incubate, and those are upcoming interesting stuff, in not just Bitget but also in the whole industry. But other than that, I guess we've talked about the major ones like the Bitcoin Spot ETF, Ethereum Cancun upgrade, Circle's IPO, Bitcoin Halving, then FTX and Binance lawsuit regulatory things, and then US interest rate hiking cycle is reaching its end. So all these 6 important events, I would say, combined together, there's strong positive development in our industry.
Yes, there is, but I think you said it best with Bitcoin super cycle. That covers it all, Gracie. So yeah, hold on to your hats, people. All right, well, let's start to finish off, Gracie. And I suppose we should finish off just by bringing it back to Bitget. Yeah, what are you and the team working on at Bitget? Can you give us any kind of hints as to what perhaps could be in the product pipeline or anything else you're working on? Really, what's next at Bitget?
Mm-hmm. For Bitget, I honestly there is not something like big gonna happen that I can preview for everyone, because for us we just want to do our operational daily work day by day, and we've done quite a lot in the bear market, such as we signed up Leon Messi to further promote the brand and promote cryptocurrency to the mass adoption. We've established lots of educational articles and educational CSR programs. For example, we had this thing called Blockchain for Youth program, worked with top universities in the world, including MIT, my alma mater, and UCL and Taipei University, and various universities around the world, and where we offer educational programs and funding hackathons and scholarships in different regions. We have another CSR coming up very soon. It's related to female, because that's a topic that is very dear to my heart. That I see there are very few female leaders in the crypto space, and I want to make a difference over there. So these are some crypto education kind of program that we throw to the industry. And then for us, we want to continue building on our products, on copy trading, and have BGB token hopefully reaching another all-time high. Right now it's quite high already, and we are holders in this space. Like even for myself, I bought those BGB on open platforms such as Bitget. And by the way, BGB is not just listed on Bitget; it's also listed on some other exchanges such as MEXC. So again, we want to build our whole Bitget ecosystem and have it, interconnected and designed towards an equitable future. And hopefully, in this upcoming bull market, we can capture more growth, drive more mass adoption, have many other interesting, collaborations around, for example, regulatory exchanges. With like fully compliant fund established, crypto fund, and work with the whole industry. Like I think one sentence that I really enjoy and I really believe in is a rising tide holds up all the ship. So we want to be that rising tide for our ecosystem, but we also want to grow together with important players in the crypto space.
So well said, Gracie. Yes, indeed, a rising tide lifts all boats. And it's great.
Boats, yes.
Yeah, it's great to see good actors such as yourself and Bitget really doing the hard work every day to keep advancing the crypto ecosystem. Well, look, Gracie, thank you so much for coming on the show today and sharing your thoughts. Thank you so much for being a sponsor of the Crypto Conversation. Just to finish it off, Gracie, just again, tell the listeners where they should go, what they should do to sign up and, be part of the Bitget journey.
Sure. So if you are an investor or just a retail user, I would say this is the best time to start investing in cryptocurrency. Although Bitcoin has gone up for the past couple of weeks, it's still not very high in terms of the price. So don't try to time the market, do dollar cost averaging. That's a big advice I give to my friends and my family. So if you are one of those investors, consider using Bitget for investing, and don't try to time the market. Do something that is comfortable for you. And then if you are still very new to the space, maybe get yourself educated first before jumping into the space, because crypto and blockchain is still a relatively volatile market. And I want to be very responsible for our audiences today here who are listening to us, that be educated, listen to very nice podcast like what Andy is talking about here, and continue to tune in and take a look at our Twitter accounts. I'm very active on Twitter. I have my own personal account, and Bitget has one. So my account is called Gracy Bitget, Gracy Bitget, Bitget, and Bitget Twitter account is Bitget Global. So subscribe to our Twitter accounts where I talk about personal journeys, financial kind of reflects, and also what's happening in the crypto space on a daily basis. So hope to stay in touch with all of you.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Gracie. All the best, and bye for now.
Bye.
Oh, this is a full-time job. Crypto markets really are 24/7. Oh, Elon's tweeted again about Dogecoin. I don't have the time to research the technical indicators of Dogecoin. What are you doing?
I just use Copy Trader on Bitget. One click and I'm copying the trades from an experienced crypto trader. Then it just gives me all the time in the world to watch my favourite Netflix shows and do all my favourite activities.
I've been up for 24 hours, I've had 16 cups of coffee, 8 energy drinks, and that bird noise is getting on my last nerve.
I think you need to go to bed.
Yeah, I need to go to bed.
Hands off, gains up. Start copy trading on Bitget.
All right, there you go. You've heard it there first, of course. Bitget, the proud sponsor of the Crypto Conversation, and we are proud to have them as a sponsor. So yeah, great to hear from Gracy today. The key takeaway for me, of course, is perhaps the potential, and I think it really is a strong potential for a Bitcoin super cycle in 2024 and beyond. And I think Gracy's exactly right. Even though, as we've said, Bitcoin has doubled this year, that doesn't really mean a lot. I think there's still a lot of room to go in the years ahead if we do indeed enter into a bull market. So fascinating times, very interesting times, and very encouraging times potentially for crypto as we look forward to 2024 and beyond. Thanks to Gracy, thanks to Bitget, and thanks to you, the listeners, for listening. Please make sure you're subscribed to the Crypto Conversation and whatever podcast app you are using. But that is it for today. This was the Crypto Conversation for Brave New Coin.